What we've come to realise is that climate justice means social justice.
And last year, we created a play about what is happening in the Amazon rainforest.
We were fortunate enough to work with and perform alongside Javier Hualinga, who through local sponsorship was able to come to the UK from Ecuador to help explain to us directly what is happening to the rainforests and to Indigenous communities.
But what are you going to do after this to raise awareness? And I thought one of the best ways of doing that was to create a film, to share what we think is quite a unique learning experience for us, and to help more people understand what this whole climate crisis is about and what we can actually do every day to help.
All of these things have something in common. Any ideas? They all contain one same ingredient: palm oil. So what is it? Palm oil is an oil, obviously, found in the fruits of the African oil palm tree, which has now been introduced in rainforests all over the world. The flesh of the palm fruit and, once crushed, the kernel, a big stone inside it, both produce oil. These two oils are then refined and modified into a huge variety of products. These products include different foods like these, as well as cosmetics, cleaning products and more.
So why is this edible vegetable oil in such high demand? We had a discussion with Andy Mills, an expert on the topic, who is also a member of the Pump House Adult Theatre.
It's got a particularly wide set of properties to it compared to other vegetable oils. Most vegetable oils are liquid and pourable, the stuff you cook your chips in, clearly. Palm oil in its natural state is a solid, and even in a refined state it's quite thick. So if you want to make something that's a bit more gloopy, which a lot of products are, so you think of soaps or you think of spreads you put on your toast, they have to have that bit, a solid. They're not a liquid. And also the other thing about palm oil compared to other vegetable oils, rapeseed oil, soybean oil, is that the yields you get from palm oil tree are very big comparatively. If you ever see a picture of the fruit from a palm oil tree, the yields you get from palm oil compared to, say, rapeseed or soybeans is considerably more. The other aspect of this, which a lot of people don't appreciate, is that a lot of palm oil, as a lot of other vegetable oils indeed, are used for other things, like biodiesel. So about 50% of palm oil that comes into Europe is used in the biodiesel industry. Biodiesel is an agricultural replacement for mineral oil diesel, which we all use in our cars or in lorries and this sort of stuff. And many governments around the world now are legislated to use more bio-products in transport fuels. And this is a greenhouse gas emission issue, which again is a very positive environmental thing that nobody would argue about. The third leg is animal feed. Most vegetable oils, historically, the oil was taken out as a byproduct. What they were really after was what was left, which is called cake, which they feed to cattle, to pigs. Globally, the world is becoming more middle class. Asia, I'm talking about India and China, they have a growing middle class. And there's a growing demand from that middle class for more protein in their diet. People don't necessarily want just to eat vegetables as they've done historically. They want more meat in their diet. More meat in their diet means more production of meat. It's cattle or pork or even chickens, which means more feed. More feed means more demand for vegetable oils. So we go around the big circle again. So, this is a multi-pronged argument. This is the problem. It's not just about the headline-grabbing things, which are the food companies that are using palm oil to make spreads or whatever else, or soaps. It's a much bigger industry than that.
But imagine that in order for you to eat your favourite biscuit, someone else's home and community had to be destroyed.
My friends, this is actually what is happening in the world today.
Hey, I'm talking to you. This is my home. Welcome to our world. This is in Ecuador rainforest. This is our home, all the indigenous people that live in this place. And this is also your home, that actually you have get many things from this. But my home, the rainforest, is been in trouble. And because of you, and all the different things that we haven't done in the right way.
To produce palm oil, the fruit is collected from the trees. However, when the trees grow too high, making it difficult to reach the fruit, they are cut down to make way for new trees. So this contributes to the deforestation.
It doesn't stop here. WWF have explained how more areas are being burnt down to plant more palm oil trees, just like the meat industry, releasing even more carbon dioxide into the air.
But how can we actually stop the devastation which palm oil is having to our rainforests?
All of the companies, without exception, that I work with, and many of the producers as well, are very aware of the issues around palm oil and the environmental concerns that many people have, and are, without doubt, all doing their very best to mitigate the damage that's clearly already been caused to the environment and make sure that it doesn't carry on.
One of the biggest problems we have is how hidden palm oil is to consumers. The EU has labelling regulations on food products, but not on cosmetics or cleaning.
Now, for most buyers of palm oil, the companies I work for, they would love to go back to the individual plantation, to the individual tree, and say, well, I know that my palm oil comes from that tree and is grown in this field, which is purely sustainable, blah, blah, blah. There are issues around that, unfortunately.
An obvious solution we might think of to help stop the destruction palm oil is causing is to boycott buying products containing palm oil. However, this could actually do more damage than good. Palm oil is so versatile and efficient in terms of the yields you can get from it. Boycotting companies using palm oil might take support away from those that are trying hard to improve the situation. As well as this, if we switch from palm oil to a different oil in our products, then that will take up even more land, therefore putting more forests under threat. Instead, both Greenpeace and WWF are asking us to demand brands to ensure that the palm oil they use is produced in a responsible way that respects the environment and the communities that live where palm oil is grown. The big problem for Javier and others in similar positions is that palm oil extractors are not farming the land properly. It is over-farmed and then left for dead. Then they move on to the next bit of land and do the same. These methods are unsustainable because they stop the land from growing back. What Javier wants is for them to learn from indigenous people on how to farm the land sustainably and rotate the land to stop it being permanently destroyed.
And so the one what we see here is we have to find a way to make sure that the soil will be fertilized enough by itself that will actually help us to survive in this, control this land. And the soil here is not that rich, so we have to know exactly or measure exactly how much we need to farm, because otherwise it will be a wasting time and carrying a big chunk of the forest. So we can have a small one that are years of consumption, we can abandon this place that will grow back again, and the second growth forest will regenerate, and that way people after 5 years or a few more years they can return back to farm in this place, and the other place can be reused again. In this way we can minimize and cutting many big areas of the forest, and so that would be enough just to control the families. Every family will have their own plot of farm for their own consumption. It's not a big thing, but it's going to be enough.
Clearly, damage is still being done, so continuing to contact companies that use palm oil is vital to raise the importance of them working with those in the forest directly to produce palm oil more respectfully. Consumers have power.
We can't do this on our own. We need our leaders' help to save our home. Need your help. But everything that's changed in history starts with people people doing things. All of the answers lie with us, for we can decide if this all stops or not. For the world is mine as much as yours.